Om Jnana Timandasya Ganangana Salakaya Chakshusmita Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namo Sri Chaitanya Manobhishta Stapita Yena Bhutale Sayarupa Kadama Yadadati Swampadantika Vandeha Sri Guru Sutakamala Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Sri Rupan Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Sajivan Sadhuetan Savadutan Parijana Saitan Sri Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padasahagana Lalita Sri Vasakavitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kantu Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radha Vrindavan Vishavana Sutadevi Panamami Hari Priye Vanchaka Patrabhyascha Kripasindhave Vachan Patitanam Pavanabhebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadaya Ya Krishna Pimapadayate Krishna Ya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurata Sedama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadara Siva Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Ananda Dila Maya Vigraya Himabadi Vichave Sundaraya Tasma Maha Primasa Padaya Chitan Chandaya Namana Mastate Chitan Chandaya Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Bhagavad-Gita. So Bhagavad-Gita is the only scripture by which, if we study it very carefully and understand the contents, because Bhagavad-Gita is the song of God. Lord Krishna spoke the Gita to his dear devotees, who also became his disciple, Arjuna, 5,000 years ago on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And if we understand this word, then we can certainly cross over the ocean of material existence. And not just that, we can become devotee of the Lord. So today it's chapter 5, text 19, on the subject of Kama Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. This chapter in Sanskrit is called Yoga. It's called Yoga Sanyas. Is it written here? Yoga Sanyas. Anyways, La Prabhupada call it action in Krishna consciousness. Kama Yoga. Because Kama Yoga is what action which is directed towards Krishna, not towards sense gratification. Because normally in this material world, we perform all our activities for our own gratification, for our own betterment. So all our activities in this way is all directed, that way only. But activity in Krishna consciousness is directed towards giving pleasure to Krishna. And especially here in Vrindavan, everyone, all the devotees, the Gopas, the Gopis, the mothers, they all performing all the activities for the pleasure of Krishna, not for any other purpose. Hyaiva taijita sago yesam samyesitam manaha nidosam hi samam brahma tasma brahmani chestitaha. Iha, in this life, eva, certainly, tai, by them, jitaha, conquered, sagaha, birth and death, yesam, whose, samye, in equanimity, stitam, situated, manaha, mind, nidosam, flawless, he, certainly, saman, in equanimity, Brahma, light is supreme, tasmat, therefore, Brahmani, in the supreme, te, they, stitaha, are situated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Purport. Equanimity of mind, as mentioned above, is the sign of self-realization. Those who have actually attained to such a stage should be considered to have conquered material conditions, specifically birth and death. As long as one identifies with this body, he is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as he is elevated to the stage of equanimity through realization of self, he is liberated from conditional life. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after his death. The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Similarly, when a living entity is without attraction or hatred, he also becomes flawless and eligible to enter into the spiritual sky. Such persons are to be considered already liberated, and their symptoms are described below. Ihaiva tai jita sago yesan samye shita manaha nidosana yesaman brahman tasmai brahmani teshtitaha. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So in the previous verse, the Lord said, Vidya Vinaya Sampani, Brahmani Gavyashtini, Sunichava Sapakicha Pandita Samadasina. So the Lord is telling Arjuna, who is considered to be a wise person, a person who is considered to be intelligent, to be very wise. Such a person sees the equality in all beings, either Brahman, cow, elephant, dog eater. Brahmani Gavi Ashtini is the elephant, So such a person, we only see the soul. He does not see the different bodies that embodies the living entities. Because we know, according to the scriptures, the material world and the material body does not belong to the living entities. But somehow, by some weird arrangement, the living entities have entered into the material world. And by entering into the material world, they are become entrapped in the material body. So, being entrapped in the material body means one is subjected to all kinds of situations. Because the material body, or the material world in general, is not really the natural existence for the living entities. They are there by force. So therefore, one is subjected to all kinds of dualities of life. Because, this material world is a place of duality. Dua means duality. Everything in this world is opposite of the other one. It's opposite of the other. And the Lord is saying in this particular verse that unless the living entities rise above dualities of life, then there's no question of liberation from material existence. Actually, the whole purpose of Christian consciousness is to bring us to this point. How one can actually rise above duality of life. How one can say that everything is in Krishna. Inside and outside, it's all Krishna. And when one comes to that level of seeing Krishna is in everything, then one has risen above the dual stage of this material world. So this whole chapter 5 of Bhagavad-Gita, it's giving this knowledge only, this whole point of chapter 5. Whereby the Lord is talking about how a living entity can be situated internally without any external circumstances. So, unless we rise above the world of duality, so there is no question of liberation. This I already mentioned in the beginning. Now, there are some scriptural references from here only, from Bhagavad-Gita, and also from the Bhagavatam. Now, in terms of seeing the difference, that one should not see any difference within any living entities. Now, of course, there are some sages who have different ideas. Because normally, when we see the difference in the living entities, we know that some living entities are good and some living entities are bad. And our tendency is to praise those, that we consider that are good, and those who are bad, we criticize them, we condemn them. That is the normal vision, the normal circumstance of everyone in the material world. Even the great sages like Gautama Muni, he said that yes, people are endowed with good qualities and bad qualities. And when people are endowed with good qualities and bad qualities, then they should be treated accordingly. Somebody with a good quality, the merit should be shown. The merit of such person should be glorified. And somebody with bad quality, the demerits, which means the faults of such a person, should be shown, should be analyzed. The fault that such a person has. Because by not doing so, one can actually attain inauspiciousness in the next life by not doing so, which means by not seeing the good qualities in others and also by not criticizing the bad qualities in others. This is the opinion of some sages, of course, but that is not Lord Krishna's opinion. Lord Krishna has a different idea. He said, no, one must rise above dualities of life. One must rise above all the dualities of life. In the chapter 2 of the Bhagavad-Gita, so Lord Krishna, he was telling Arjuna about how he should rise above the various duality, how he should basically situate himself in yoga. Yoga means to be in union with the Supreme Lord. And Arjuna was asking Krishna a question. This is in chapter 2, text 51. Let's see. So Arjuna was asking Lord Krishna, Arjuna Vacha, Shita Pragyasya Ke Kabasha, Samadhi Stasya Kesava, Shitaldi Kim Prabhasheta, Kim Asita Brajeta Kim. Arjuna is asking, my dear Lord, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? So this is the questions, because I do want to know what are the symptoms of one who is transcendentally situated. And Lord Krishna replied to Arjuna. He said, this is Bhagavad Gita text 55, chapter 2. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Prajahati Yada Kaman, Savan Pata Manogatam, Atmani Evatmana Tushta, Shtita Pragyan Tadochite. The Lord said, O Pata, when a man gives up all varieties of sense desire, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. And such a person, Dukesu Anobnyamana, Sukesu Vigataspriya, Vitaraga Baya Kruda, Shitadi Muniyuchete. One who is not disturbed in spite of the threefold miseries, who is not elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. And then one more verse. Yasavatra Vishnehas Tata Prapya Subhashubhan Nabhinandati Nadveshti Tasya Pragyan Pratishtita. He who is without attachment, who does not rejoice when he obtains good, nor laments when he obtains evil, is firmly fixed in transcendental knowledge. So all these things we've been talking about, this is all various aspects of dualities of life. Happiness and distress. Everything. Good and bad. Of course, Lord Krishna specifically mentioned here that all these things arise out of mental concoction. So the Lord is saying that without rising above all these things, then there's no question of liberation from material existence. So the verse we are reading today is specifically said, Iha Iva Taijito Sago. So which means in this life, which means what we're experiencing in this life. So which means the Lord is saying that if we are enabled to establish our mind in sameness and equanimity, then the very condition of birth and death is considered to be conquered. That very condition. And then if one is able to do that, then the Lord said, Tasmat Brahmani Teshtita. Then one is situated in spiritual consciousness. Brahman means the spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. And by being situated in Krishna consciousness means one attained the freedom from materialistic existence. So which means that as a spiritualist, we actually have to conduct our practice in such a way that we come to that platform only. How we can see everything with equal mind. How we can see the equanimity in everything. Because the Lord said we should not see duality. Now, I go into the when the Lord was teaching, he was talking to Uddhava about this very same point. He was talking to Uddhava about how one should neither how one can rise above the duality of life. So Lord said, Parasabhava Kamani, na prasansin, na gayati, Vishwan ekamakam passion, prakritya purushena cha. This is from the 11th canto, chapter 28, text 1, in the Bhagavad-Gita section of the Bhagavatam. So the Lord is saying, one should neither praise nor criticize the nature and activities of others. Rather, one should understand the material world to be working as a combination of material nature and the conditioned souls, and resting in the absolute truth. You can see how the Lord is explaining how we can rise, above dualities of life. Because we see everything in terms of what is good for us and what is not good for us. Who is good, who is bad, who has good qualities and who has bad qualities. And then we engage in praising others and we engage in criticizing others. But the Lord said both should be avoided. He said, don't criticize someone and also don't praise someone. Of course, we said that if a devotee does something nice, does that mean that we should not praise devotees when they do something wonderful? So these are kind of tricky questions that we know that sometimes as new devotees, when we do some good activities, so we expect some praise, that we expect some recognition. For example, let's say we are playing nice mridanga and we are leading nice kirtan. We look around to see who's appreciating the way we are playing, the way we are singing. We look around. Is anybody actually singing the way I'm singing? Of course, I do that. So that is the nature of all living entities, the nature of conditions. We want to be recognized, we want to be praised if we do something worthy. We want to be praised for it. But the Lord said no. He said a serious spiritualist, somebody who is very serious in the practice of spiritual life, should neither praise nor criticize a person. You see? So Srila Bhaktivedanta, he had said in his purport, he said, in material existence, we create distinctions between one another due to bodily designations, sometimes praising and sometimes showing disdain. Those who are trying to situate themselves on the transcendental platform, however, should not indulge in such praises and criticisms, knowing that the distinctions between the conditioned souls are simply a creation of the interaction of the three modes of material nature. You can see. Those who are impersonalists try to nullify the distinction between the seer, the seen, and the act of sin, considering the absolute truth to be without variety. In this material world, all varieties are manifestations of the interaction of the three modes of material nature, but in the transcendental abode of the Lord Vaikuntha, there is no existence of the modes of nature. There, the Lord's spiritual energies have manifested a world of spiritual variegatedness. And then the Lord continues, Parasabhava kamane ya prasham samtin indati saasu brasyate swata asuti abhiniveshataha. One who indulges in praising or criticizing others' activities, others' natures and activities, will deviate from his own best interest because of his absorption on the platform of duality. You see? So, because of being beyond the platform of duality, so therefore the engaging, criticizing, engaging, praising, is there. Because as mentioned in the purport, we don't see that whatever we see is actually, everything is actually, due to the interaction of the modes of material nature. So therefore someone, according to us, somebody is bad, and according to us, somebody is good. But this is all due to the interaction of the modes of material nature. The soul itself is pure by nature. The soul is actually above. It's above all these things. But due to illusion, one is thinking that this is good, this is bad. Just like in the previous verse, he said that Vidya Vinay Sampani Brahmani Gavi Ashne. That an intelligent person does not see the difference between Brahmana, a dog eat a chandala, an elephant. It does not see the difference, because he's only seeing the spark. And that spark, the soul, is eternally part and parcel of God, of Krishna. So in reality, we cannot say that somebody is of good quality and somebody is of bad quality. We cannot say that in reality. But because of our coveredness, because we are so covered, so therefore we see that. But the Lord is saying that unless we rise above this thing, we come to the stage of equanimity, then there's no question of liberation. There's no question of freedom from this material world. There's just no question of it. The Lord is saying, this is not somebody's opinion, this is Lord's own talking. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha means the Supreme Lord is speaking. When he speaks, that is the truth. So his word is final. So this is some of the thing. And we see that okay, I read one more verse before I go further. Again the Lord says, Tajase Nidraya Panle Pindasto Nashta Chetana Mayan Prabnoti Mritun Va Tadun Nanata Drake Puman. Just as one loses external consciousness when his senses, which are born of the Rajasic Ankara, are overcome by the illusion of dreaming or death-like state of deep sleep, so a person absorbed in material duality must experience illusion and death. So this is the cause of our various materialistic circumstances. because of our absorption in duality, you know. So somehow, as a spiritual practitioner, we have to find a way to completely rise above dualities. That's why only pure devotees of Krishna are above dualities. They are the only ones who are above that. We find that we know there are three classes of devotees. There is Kanishta Adhikari, there is Madhyam Adhikari, and there is Uttama Bhakta. A Kanishta person, he only sees Bhagavan, he only sees God. Iswara Abhineshu, Baliseshu Dusatsuta. So you only see God, he does not see anybody else. He does not even recognize that there are devotees who are also worshipping God. He is very, very fixed in his deity worship. Iswara Abhineshu. So such a person, you know, is always very, very rude to other devotees. That will never give any proper respect because you only recognize Bhagavan. That's all. And then we have the Madhyam Adhikari devotee, the second, the middle person, which is actually an advanced person, because to be a Madhyam Adhikari is not an easy thing. So an advanced devotee, a middle Madhyam devotee, he recognizes the Lord, is attempting to increase his love for the Lord. And he recognizes the devotees. So he's very, very friendly to the devotees. Maitri. Maitri means very, very friendly to the devotees. And then to non-devotees, the innocent persons, Kripa, he shows mercy to them by preaching to them. He shows mercy to them by preaching to them. And then to non-devotees, atheists, he avoids them. He does not preach to them. He avoids them. So, which means, you know, he avoids them. Of course, that is good for his own protection, you know. So therefore, he avoids the atheists. He preached to the innocent. He made friendship with the devotees. And then he increased his love for the Lord. But such a devotee is also in duality. Because in dualistic stage, one sees the differences. All the differences that are there, one sees. Then a Uttama Adhikari devotee does not see the difference. He sees all as equal. He does not see someone is a demon, someone is a devotee. He just sees everyone as engaging in Krishna service. Because to a pure devotee, Uttama Bhagavat, he's only seeing the soul, the Atma that is situated within. Because after all, in every single material body, the Atma is there. And next to the Bhagavan is the Paramatma. Next to Atma is Paramatma. They both there side by side. In every space of life, Paramatma is always there with the Atma. It's always there. There is no, it's always there. Even though the Atma does not know that the Paramatma is there, but Paramatma is there as the witness of all his activities. And the Paramatma will be there until the soul, the Atma, start looking to him, towards him. After experiencing all kinds of turbulence of materialistic life, so many different spaces of life, high planet, lower planets, all kinds of misery, and I become so tired, and I start asking, who am I? Where am I from? Who do I belong to? And then you realize, oh, I have a friend. I have a friend. And this friend is my real well-wisher. So an Uttama devotee, he sees that only. And Uttama Bhakta, he sees that only. He sees that only the Jiva, the living entity, the Atma, and also the Bhagavan that is there next to the Atma. So therefore, he doesn't make it, he doesn't see any difference. He sees everyone as serving the Supreme Lord. He sees everyone as a devotee of the Lord. And he sees himself that, oh, I'm not serving the Lord, everyone is serving the Lord except me. And that's why pure devotees, they are extremely humble. Very, very humble. Because they see everyone as serving the Lord except themselves. So therefore they are very humble. They're always lamenting that, oh my Krishna, my dear Lord, I'm not serving you. Everyone is serving you except me. And of course, such personalities are very, very rare. And such devotees are very, very rare. Actually, as explained by all the acharyas, that the pure devotees, the Bhagavat, they cannot preach. They don't preach. Why? Because they don't see anyone, because they see everyone as devotee. So those special souls, in order for them to come and deliver the fallen conditioned souls, so they have to come down. They have to take a step down, and then they can see the difference between who's a devotee, who's not a devotee, and then they can preach to the non-devotees. Because they know the bliss that is there in the service of Krishna. It's only a foolish person will not engage in the Lord's service. It's only a foolish person who will not engage in the Lord's devotional service. In the narration by Srila Sanatana Goswami in the Briya Bhagavatamrita, so Gopal Kumar was in the spiritual world. Actually, Gopal Kumar, he just entered the spiritual world. And when he entered the spiritual world, he saw Lord Shiva engaging in Nam Sankirtan. So this is in the spiritual world. So Lord Shiva was there engaging in Sankirtan along with all his associates. So Gopal Kumar was there. And Gopal Kumar was very, very happy being there. And then he was in the association of Lord Shiva. And then he was listening to what is going on. And then as he was there, he saw some personalities, they were coming. They were actually coming from the higher up, they were coming from Vaikuntha. And these personalities, they were so effulgent. They are so effulgent because, spiritual body is an effulgent body. So you saw these personalities, they were coming, and they were going to different places. So Gopal Kumar, he asked Lord Shiva that, who are these persons and where are they going? So Lord Shiva explained that this personality said, this one is going to the universe where four-headed Brahma is situated. And this other person is going to the universe where eight-headed Brahma is situated. This other person is going to the universe where 16-headed Brahma is situated. So this personality are coming from Vaikuntha and they are going to different planets, to different universe. And what are they going to do? They are going there to spread the glories of the Lord's name. That's why they are going there. Because sometimes the great personalities, they can look down to the material world and they can see that everyone is simply suffering. Of course, out of illusion, we think that, oh, everything is great for us. We think that, oh, everything is so nice for us. Just because we are given some temporary situation, like, nice body, wealthy family, this, that. We are given something very temporary just to play with. And we are thinking that, oh, this world is so wonderful. Just like sometimes, a child, it's on the seashore, and the child is playing with sand and is building a castle. It's building a castle with the child. Sometimes you're you're on the beach, on the sea, and then you are building castle. But what is the value of that? Because after some time, that's going to be knocked down. The wave will come and knock it down. So therefore, what you have labored for is useless, basically. So material world is like that. No matter what we have attained, what material position we have attained, whatever it is, it's all been knocked down at any time in the course of time. And especially death will come and take away everything. And then the living entities will be subjected to the repetition of birth and death, along with threefold material miseries. Tapatraya. So the pure devotees, they can look down and see that the living entities are suffering. So therefore, they come down and try to spread the Lord's holy name, so that the living entities can be benefited by that. So therefore, the ultimate bhakta, ultimate devotees, they don't see the difference between between the living entities. To them, everything is equal. But sometimes out of deep compassion, sometimes they want to see why they're just concerned that how come everyone is not engaging in the service of the Lord? Why everyone is not engaging in kirtan and be blissful? I remember one time when I first joined some long time ago, there was a story which is kind of popular, that there are two villages. One is situated on the valley, and the other one is situated on the above. So those villagers who are in the valley, they are engaging in so much hard work, tilling the ground. So much hard work they're engaging. And that's what they do all day long, or every day of their life. They're just engaging in tilling the land, in breaking the rocks and all that. And those who are living on top, on the other village, who are like on the top, they're always engaging in dancing and singing and dancing and blissful and feasting. That's what they do all day long. Always happy and blissful. So those who are living on top, they are calling those on the valley. They are saying, come and join us. What are you doing there? Just come and join us and be part of our festival. So those villagers, they said, no, we cannot come and join you, because this is something we've been doing for generations. So how can we come and join you? We'd rather be doing this. We cannot come and join you and just be dancing and singing. We can't do that. So that's what's like proper. Sometimes he will joke, a lady asking her husband that chant, and the husband is saying can't. So that is material world. So material world is like that, But somehow we have come to this process. So the process is that this Krishna consciousness process, it has been introduced to us, it has been given to us, but we have to be serious about it. We have to be serious about it. This is the whole point of the Bhagavad-Gita. The word of Bhagavad-Gita is not for us to just read or hear some classes. Just, we're going to sit down and drink some water and say, oh, that's very nice, that's all. No. The word of the Bhagavad-Gita is meant to be taken very, very serious. Savo Panishado Gavo, Dugdan Gopalanandana. That all the Upanishads are like, the Upanishads, all the Upanishads are there, and then all the Upanishads are like cow, and then Dugda Gopalanandana, that the milk of the cow is Krishna, is Gopal. Is Krishna. So who is the milk of the cow? And then part of Vaksha, that the Vatsa means the calf. So Arjuna is the calf. So there's a cow, there's the milk of the cow, and then there's the calf. The calf is there, who's in front of the cow. Normally, when calf is in front of the cow gives milk. And then who's drinking the milk? Gitan, Dugdan, Gita, Mitam, Mahat. So this milk is coming and the great devotees, they are drinking it. The great personalities, they are drinking. That's why this Bhagavad-Gita is such a valuable book. The great devotees, they relish hearing Bhagavad-Gita and taking the content very, very seriously. The great devotees, they relish it. You know. Because if we understand Bhagavad-Gita, then we will definitely attain the ultimate goal of life. There was one Brahmana in South India, and this Brahmana was kind of illiterate. He was illiterate. But his spiritual master ordered him that he should read Bhagavad Gita every day. So, these disciples, this Brahmana is reading Gita every day. At the same time, he's shedding a lot of tears. Shedding a lot of tears. So, his godbrothers, when they saw him as simply shedding tears, and they all laughing at him. Oh, look at this fellow, because he cannot read, so therefore he's crying. So he's crying because he cannot read, even though he has been told that he should read the Bhagavad Gita. So Mahaprabhu was there, and then Mahaprabhu asked him that, oh my dear Brahmana, why are you crying on reading Bhagavad Gita? So this Brahmana said that, oh, I'm crying because anytime I look at the Bhagavad Gita and I see Krishna, Krishna riding the cow of the horses of Arjuna, and Arjuna is on the battlefield, and this is causing me so much ecstasy that is making me cry. So Mahaprabhu said that, yes, you have understood Bhagavad Gita, and the Lord actually embraced him. So the Gita is full of, Gita is full of all these teachings that we are supposed to be taking serious. So I read again the text. Hyaiva tai Gita sago ye sam yestitam manaha nidosam hi saman brahma tasmaya brahmani teshtita. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So, any question or comment? Anybody want to add something? Yeah.
The main theme in this particular talk was about not criticizing, blaming, praising. If all of these are the interaction of the modes of nature, why is the jiva held responsible and who's at the power?
Yeah, as mentioned in the text, is because of illusion. Because of illusion that the jiva has been placed under. So due to the influence of material energy, so therefore one sees the difference, duality, and because of that, because of duality that one sees, so therefore when we see something good, we praise, and when we see something bad, we criticize. This is due to the material, due to the influence of material energy, that the living entities, and this is all due to illusion. Because as we are in the material world, we are covered by illusion. As in the material world. So until the illusion is removed, until we actually see the spirit in all things, then there will be no question of rising above the duality. But we have to rise above it. We have to rise above sin, like the attraction and hatred. Like we attract to something, and then we have aversion to something. We hate something. Hate and desire. Two things, duality. So this is called Christians call it Echa Dvesa Samotena Dvandvas Mohena Bharata. That all living entities in the material world, they are overcome by dualities of hate and desire. Then one has to rise above it. So that's the thing. And the way to do that is by association. So which means if we are associating ourselves with the sadhus, those personalities whose behavior is actually, they become very sober. They're very sober. Those great personalities whose thought, the only thinking in terms of spiritual subjects, they have no thought about what goes on in this material world. If we can get out the association, we can associate with them, then we can also develop that quality of seeing the equanimity, of being equal to everything. Otherwise, it's not possible. If you just meditate, it's just not possible. So only by good association is possible. By good association. You know. And sometimes, like in this chapter and the next chapter, chapter 5 and 6, so Lord Krishna is advocating yoga. You know that, okay, practice yoga, go to the forest, this and that. But we know in this Kali yoga is very difficult. It's very difficult to perform actual yoga. Means going to the forest. You know, how many of us ready to go to the deep forest? You know, without, you know, thinking of the animals, what's going to happen, this and that, you know. How many of us ready to go to the forest in Kali Yuga? The idea of going to the forest is to conquer the fear. The fear factor must be removed first. So therefore, when you go to the forest, you practice pranayama, then ashtanga, all these things before you, and then once you're able to conquer the fear, then you can practice meditation. Because your meditation is supposed to be not undisturbed. But if you have not overcome the fear, then your meditation cannot be done. You cannot be free from you cannot perform remeditation, whereby you just meditate without any interruption. But that's not possible. It's just not possible. So therefore, we have the temples. You know, we call associate with the sadhus. Just hear from them. Hear Bhagavad-Gita from them, and then you can eventually develop their quality. Eventually. So that's the whole thing. So yes, it's there, but we have to sometimes we have to force ourselves to just look the other way. How we can say this is good, this is bad, this person is good, that person is bad. How to overcome that is best to just look the other way. And just do our own bhajan, doing our own chanting. Because that will benefit us much more than trying to analyze who is good, trying to analyze who is bad. We just have to focus on our own practice. Because praising others or criticizing others is not going to give us any benefit. It's not going to do us any good. You know. That's the reality. That's the reality. You know. But whereas if you just, as I say, mind your own business, if you mind our own business, then we will be more happy if you mind our own business, much better than trying to prognosis into others what they are doing, what they are not doing. You know. Is that okay? Do you agree with me or you don't agree with me?
That wasn't the question.
Okay. I know we just have to try. That's we just have to try. Try to look the other way. That's you know. This is what Krishna is teaching here in the Bhagavad-Gita. Another point before you go for the Kita? Yeah, people.
One thing you mentioned that treat everybody, all living entities equally.
Yeah.
All are living entities, right?
Yes.
So then only they can enter the spiritual world.
Yeah. Actually, they're already in the spiritual world. They're already already there. Yeah.
So now those are weak people, they don't see equally to all living entities, right? if they're destined? They can never get out of this.
Now, that's why the pure devotees cannot preach. When they get orders from the Lord, then they come down to the second platform. They come to preach only because as an order from the Lord himself. The Lord said, I want you to go and preach, to go and broadcast my name. So when they get that order from the Lord, then they come down to the second platform. They come down to the point of saying, who's a devotee, who's not a devotee. Then they can see, then they can know how to preach accordingly. Otherwise, they can't preach. But they have to get orders. They get the orders first from the Lord. They get the order from the Lord. They get the order from the Lord to do that. Understand? Okay. So thank you very much, Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.